NFL facts that sound fake but are actually true, part 11. Tom Brady, since turning 42, had more top 10 defenses on his roster than Aaron Rodgers had for his entire career. Rodgers only had 2 top 10 defenses his whole career. Brady had 3 alone from ages 42 to 45. But to be fair to Brady, he did take many pay cuts and sacrifices to start his career to allow for a stronger roster. Rodgers throughout his career was one of the highest paid NFL players. Larry Fitzgerald played for 17 seasons and made 11 Pro Bowls. In that same 17-season time frame, his quarterbacks only made a combined total of 3 Pro Bowls. This man was doing a ton of heavy lifting. Patrick Mahomes versus Jalen Hurts was actually the youngest Super Bowl quarterback matchup, edging out Joe Montana versus Dan Marino. Joe Looney weighed roughly 120 pounds or 54 kilograms by the time he was just 6 years of age. Since 2016, the Baltimore Ravens have won 23 straight preseason games, going undefeated for multiple preseasons in a row. Zach Martin has 7 career Pro Bowls and 7 career holding penalties. Wide receivers Chad Johnson and Steve Smith Sr. played on the same community college team. They both played for Santa Monica Community College. We're not talking a Division I NCAA team, we're talking about community college. Aaron Donald is to achieve 7 straight first-team All-Pro selections. Only 4 times in Super Bowl history did the starting quarterbacks of each opposing team share the same jersey number. Super Bowl 6, when Bob Greasy faced against Roger Staubach, both wore number 12. Super Bowl 10, when Roger Staubach faced Terry Bradshaw, both wearing 12. And Super Bowl 12, when Roger Staubach faced Terry Bradshaw for a second time, both wearing 12 in the 12th Super Bowl. And then many decades later, when Super Bowl 56 happened, Matthew Stafford went up against Joe Burrow, and this is the first time they happened to wear both number 9 instead of number 12. In 2021, the Rams were 12-5, and then one season later in 2022, they fell to 5-12. Talk about Uno reverse card. This is the largest amount of losses right after winning a Super Bowl in NFL history. In 1967, up until the final week of the regular season, the Baltimore Colts were undefeated. They went 11-0. They lost their final game, meaning their final record was 11-1, and then they missed the playoffs since they didn't have the best record in their division, being edged out by the Rams, who also had an 11-1 record, but the Rams had the tiebreaker in their favor, which at the time was point differential in head-to-head games. Some people consider these 67 Colts to be the best team ever to not make the playoffs, especially since they were led by the legendary Johnny Unitas. May he rest in peace. Tom Brady threw 168 touchdowns from ages 40 to 45. In comparison, Troy Aikman only threw 165 touchdowns for his entire 12-season career. The concept of an NFL Madden video game was introduced to John Madden in 1984, but he made sure that the game had to come out great and realistic as possible, so he didn't let the developers release the game until 4 years later in 1988. Rest in peace to John Madden. In just his 3rd season, Tua Tagovailoa tied Bob Greasy and Dan Marino for the most touchdowns in a single Dolphins game when he threw 6 touchdowns against the Ravens. Tua is also the youngest quarterback to win a road game in the Foxborough Stadium, defeating the Patriots on their home field. He's the 2nd youngest player since the 50s to throw at least a 450 pass yard game and 6 touchdowns in the same game too, only behind Patrick Mahomes, who's the 1st youngest player to do it. So here were NFL facts that sound fake but are actually true, part 11. Let me know if you want to delve into a part 12. Don't forget to tackle that like button and subscribe with notifications turned on. I'm Touchdown Rewind, and I'll fast forward to you later.